Hello everyone, I am the Creative Welshman, and today I'm going to talk about my stance on Comicsgate and why I refuse to support the people who call themselves Comicsgate. Specifically, Ivan von Sciver and his companions who, for whatever reason, have a hate boner for Eric July, who has done nothing but make comic books that a large group of people seem to enjoy. And he's found success doing that. Now, for whatever reason, this starts with Riley, who, after I've done some service level research into him, holy shit, the guy is a lunatic. He's unhinged a bit. He's stupid. Why anyone would want to side with him is anyone's guess. But EVS, he's siding with Riley. And he believes Eric was in the wrong about the warehouse incident, where Riley went to tape $20 bills to the entrance of the warehouse, which was not a public location. At least the address wasn't given out to the public. He also locked Eric's house and threatened to shave him down because he was very, very hairy. No, it's not my fault that you're not into bears, Riley. Some people are, some people aren't. But Eric's team decided, this guy might do something stupid, so we're just going to notify the police and make sure there's a warrant for his arrest if he tries to pull this shit again and harass the Ripperverse crew. And Riley's friends, I'm going to say, also for whatever reason don't like Isim. And remember, this is all over a bloody comic book that's now nearly 2 years old at this point. They don't like the characters, they don't like the art, they don't like the story, they don't like the people who worked on it, and they have leveled ridiculous criticism at every aspect of the book, even down to the scoreline that every Perfect Bound book has. And they have failed to also realise, basic logic on how people interact with each other, how people talk. Hell, they even said that Avery essayed Jasmine in the book, and I was listening to it, I was like, the fuck do you mean? That wasn't in there. Some people got confused over stairs. They criticised the use of 3D assets, despite the fact that every comic book artist uses 3D assets these days, because it's just convenient. And yeah, criticisms against Isim 1. 9% of it is basically stupid and nobody took him seriously until the warehouse incident. And Ivan von Sciver, who did a cover for Isim 2, cover B, which I have, he decided to side with Riley, Dick Masterson, and Rio. And Nick Vacaya, who's all come out as having screwed up his life, doing hard drugs, neglecting his children, destroying his public image, Or because he went off the deep end and delved into self-destructive hobbies that have basically ruined his life and his reputation, his career. He was giving bad legal advice to Riley and Co., saying, "Oh no, Eric can't air you out, and it's a public area, etc." Yeah. Basically, he was giving bad legal advice, and this sort of created a rift between Eric and Nick Ricea, who, up until that point, were actually good friends, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I think they were friends. And Eric, who had respect for Ivan Skyver, decided to distance himself from him, and even sort of sent out a private message saying, "Hey, don't you go harassing my friends like that. That's not on. If you want to talk, we'll talk. You have my number," basically. And as the year went on, even von Skyver decided to do Trashcast, where he would trash Eric July and the Rippaverse and fans, etc., all things Rippaverse. He was spending hours trashing one company run by a black guy. And around this time, I think, Eric decided to release Alpha Core 1, written by Chuck Dixon. And also in the run-up to it, it was revealed that Mike Barron was working on a story for the Rippaverse called Gooding the Polymath. And the Soska sisters were revealed to be writers for Yiver. Eric was still getting his 2024 lineup ready, and sort of formulating plans to expand his business. But despite all that, even von Skyver criticised him every which way. Every review he has done of the Rippaverse books since he turned against Eric and Co., ever since he turned against the company, has been negative, and there's been a massive bias in his reviews. And sort of saying that, "Oh no, I would have done this, I would have done that, this doesn't make sense. Let's spend hours and hours live streaming, trashing these people," sort of shit talking them. And Eric decided, "No, I'm not going to play your game. I am not going to engage with this drama. I'm just going to ignore it and be a responsible business owner." And you know what? He did exactly that. And he also called out all the other independent comic book artists who were late on their campaigns, and told them that they had to make a choice. They could be a full-time YouTuber who does comics on the side, or a full-time comic book artist that does YouTube on the side. But you can't do both, because there's not enough time in the day. And many people saw it as a jab towards Evil and Skyver. And in this time frame, couple of notable artists that I wanted to support decided, screw Eric July. Do you know who they were? Shane Davis, who did cover C for Isim 2, and I think he did cover D as well for Isim 1, which was a special limited edition one. I'm not certain on that. I'd have to look that up again. B.A. Turner, who does Vigilante's Creed. For whatever reason, he hates Eric. Don't know why. Eric didn't do anything to him. And of course, there was one more, let me think. Oh yeah, Hojo of the Mythicals. He doesn't really like Eric that much, but he's not as vocal as B.A. Turner or Shane Davis. There's a couple of others as well. Marlon, I think. He's sort of parroting the Comicsgates mantra of Rippaverse is shit, we're great, stop asking about when these books are coming out. Yeah, and that sort of started happening around winter time. They were looking into every small detail in the run up to Yaiva 1. Sort of like criticising aspects of the art. I mean, there was one where Yaiva was like in the prism and Alex said, oh, that page ain't even in the book anymore. You're like, no, it's in the book. It was in the preview at the end of Isim 2, so it's in the book. Yeah, that page has been redrawn. It looks completely different now. Different panel layouts, different compositional shots, etc. It's different. So the original page is no longer in the book. But they would also criticise the live-action trailer for Yaiva 1. And, well, somebody did a really good parody of the beginning bit. It's like where Isim is sort of flying onto the taxi. They added a scene at the beginning where you sort of got the narration of him sort of going, man, this is going to be tough. I train my body to do things that people like me shouldn't be able to do. And he's just all walking off the cliff, well, off the building edge, while he's smoking a spliff. And I was like, okay, you got me of that. That was sort of funny. You know, good harmless humour. Yeah, but I can abide by silly jokes, but I can't abide by attacks on other people's characters and the overly critical analysis of companies that don't warrant it. Shane Davis on Twitter has been taking jabs at the Rippaverse all throughout spring, and we're now into summer, and that is sort of highly teed me off. I feel attacked by their fans, one of which decided to stalk me on flipping Twitter of all places. Yeah, I had a detractor stalk me on all accounts, all because I like the Rippaverse and I'm making a comic, which I'm trying to get finished by the end of this month. So that wasn't great. I mean, just sort of having this one person randomly reply to various tweets I make and talking shit behind my back, etc. You know what? I would forgive EVS if he just saw the light and just said, you know what, this drama is no longer serving me well. Maybe I should just get back to making my comics. And you should, EVS. I mean, you're years late on Hellphones and Rainbow the Brute. There are people who haven't received their Cyberfog 2 orders. There are people who haven't got the preview for Fearsome. And for some reason, you were about 5 months late on fulfilling Snowman, A Cold Day in Hell. And the book was already finished for 5 months, even. You could save your reputation by admitting that you're wrong about Eric, that you got egg on your face, you can wipe that egg off, you can rebuild your reputation with comic book fans, because let's face it, there aren't a lot of us, and however many comic book readers are aware of independent comics, it's small. There's a lot of crossover between us, between our markets. You don't have the luxury of shit-talking to us, criticising the things that we like. I mean, you're drawing a comic about a frog that gets his ass kicked in the first issue. You're making a comic about some rainbow armor wearing douchebag that murders flipping unicorns. You're making a comic about an elephant that I think goes through horrendous abuse at a circus or something. So I'm not really that familiar with elephants. It does not interest me. Rainbow the Brute looks shit, in my opinion. That does not interest me. When the fuck are you going to start making comics that interest us, Ethan? Because I don't really like Cyberfrog. I have tried reading Warts and all. I don't like it. And to be honest, I don't like your attitude either. Your attitude stinks. You act like a bloody SJW. You act like an SJW, Ethan. You are your own worst enemy. The people you associate with are degenerates. I mean, let's go back to Dick, Vito, and Riley. And of course, the horrendous abuse they put Mint Salad through. I mean, I've seen the shit they pulled on her. I know what they do with her. Unfortunately. You're sitting there on your flipping high horse. You're sitting there on your high horse and you're like, oh, the Oscars did this one movie that's all satanic and gross, which is in the past. Directed by a creep that lots of people don't want to associate with anymore. That I think that the Oscars would rather forget about. I mean, I won't dare bring up with them in case they get triggered by it or anything like that. Because I do generally care about people's feelings, Ethan. But you don't. You willingly support degenerate abusers, pedos and all that. You got skeletons in your closet. And I also heard some unsavory, how should I put this? Not exactly rumours, but more attacks on your character. Apparently when you were still working for Marvel and DC, you were taking sort of like commissions from people that you never finished. I can guarantee you now, if you were to ask all the people who have paid me for commission, I finished them. Even if I would say a week or two late on them, I would apologise and still finish the work that I was given. What's your excuse? You're a man that takes people's money and runs. You spend time getting drunk at baseball games. There's all sorts of nasty rumours about you behind pizza shops. So, blowing dudes. You eat pies, you're fat, you're unfit, you're undisciplined. Sure, you might be a good artist, but a good artist does not make a great comic. And at this point, the way Comicsgates is going now, I think it's dying. I honestly think Comicsgate is dying. and you've only got yourself to blame for it, Ethan. I refuse to support Comicsgate. I refuse to support people who attack other companies who are doing better for themselves. I mean, even last year, one comic book artist that I like a lot, Tyler Carpenter of Draw and Talk, he got cancelled. He got screwed over by the very community that he wants to be a part of. He lost a good opportunity at Band of Bards. Why? Because he decided to give people good marketing advice. He saw people were having problems and offered them a solution. They attacked him. What's the betting that some of these people that attacked him are in cahoots with you, Ethan? And yes, he is late on some of his books, but he is trying to get them out. He is trying to fulfill orders from last year. He's almost finished with Gold and Mega Fists Part 4. Yeah. You know what? Because it was so late, he's adding, for free, a whole new comic, which will be included with every order, free of charge. That, Ethan, is respecting the customer. He cares about the fact that people want to enjoy his books. He's worried about losing customers over how late one book in particular is. He wants to make sure that he does right by his fan base, and I respect that. I can't respect you. You're not just a few months late. You're 4+ years late. You might have taken on too much yourself, but you don't have the balls to admit it. I mean, your style of drawing might take longer, for example. Surely you could have hired artists to do the art. I mean, you write the story, they do the art. That could have got your books out a lot faster. But you also chose to ship really expensive items, and you complain about the shipping costs. Oh gee, I wonder why. Have you tried negotiating with shipping firms to have the rates lowered for you, like Eric July has? Oh yeah, that's something that he's done. I mean, in the time that you've spent bitching about him, he has spent time getting shipping costs down to reasonable levels. I mean, now, for books only, I can have them shipped to the UK for about $7, which is about £5 roughly. That is unbelievable. That is a bargain. That is value for the customer. And in fact, he's got record low shipping rates for people living in Australia, where importing into the country is ridiculous. I mean, people lose money shipping to Australia, yet somehow Eric managed that. He is getting into the toy market and doing statues. Yeah, he's expanding. He's got a magazine out now. He's got a new website that was launched. You don't even have a website, Ethan. Where the fuck is All Caps Comics' website? It doesn't exist. You use eBay and Indiegogo. Yeah, the crowdfunding platform that hides comics. You use that. And for some reason, you have a shit fit about some people using Kickstarter. Hey, guess what? The people that were censoring comics on Kickstarter have left. There's new people in there now. And they're letting comic book creators do what they want. I mean, just take a look at all the bloody porn comics on there. Whew, I might need a cold shower after that. Yeah. Eric has spent all this time building up his business, building trust with his customers. Tyler Carpenter has been building trust with his customers. He's very honest. He's only one man. These people understand the business better than you do, Ethan. You have sullied the name of indie comics. You have sullied your own reputation. You associate with degenerates and abusers. And you have dragged actual comic pros into your nonsense. And I reckon that their next projects are going to suffer because of it, because we don't want to support it. We don't want to be a part of your drama. I mean, it's shit for starters. And one of the people you support literally pisses on an autistic girl. Yeah. Another one is a self-confessed pedo and lives with Digibro, who likes lolicon hentai. If you don't know what that is, oh my, you are a very sheltered individual. Don't look it up. Alright, you'll need to get the bleach. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I've got to say for now on the matter. I've rambled on long enough. And I'm really just fed up. I don't have to justify my hobbies to anyone. As long as I'm not hurting anyone, why the fuck should I get criticised? As long as I'm not doing anything illegal, why should I be criticised? I am the Creative Welshman, signing out, and Comicsgate can go fuck itself.